Hey guys, thanks for watching the Precision Rifle Network podcast. We are going to be talking all about the Sig Cross bolt action rifle. Now, if you're not already subscribed or following the podcast, sure would appreciate that. Likewise, if you could leave a review on, Anchor or Spotify or Apple or wherever you are, just anyway. So here on the Precision Rifle Network, whether it's video or whether it's audio, we are all about precision rifles, long range shooting for the competitors, the hunters, and the operators. So if that sounds something like something you're interested in, go ahead and hit that follow button. Sure would appreciate it. So right into the Sig Cross rifle. Now I bought this probably 8 months ago or so. I was in a store and a local gun store, and I saw them actually take it of the out of the box, like when they received it from Brown Santa, aka the UPS man, when he brought it to their store. I saw them take it out of the box when they first got it, and I said to the lady, I said, so you gonna be checking that in soon? And she's like, yeah, here in just a few minutes, probably. Why? And I said, I'll take it. Like it just literally came through the door, and I saw it, and it was the 6.5 Creedmoor version, and I bought it immediately. And we had a good chuckle about that, but it had been something that I'd been looking for quite a while, and I just wanted a piece of it. And so, because I saw it back at the SIG event at SHOT Show back in when did that first one come out? Like 2019 or 2020, something like that. And that one was in the 277 Fury, and it had a bit more recoil than what I really cared to play with. The trigger was horrible when they first came out with it. It was gritty and grindy and just wasn't very good, in my opinion. I didn't see any reason to go with that. But they had said they were going to come out with a 6.5 Creedmoor version. That I was more interested in. And so I picked it up in the 6.5 Creedmoor version, and that's what I have, and that's what I've been shooting. Now, I have shot all 140 grain rounds through this rifle until recently. I've shot Peterson factory, Hornady factory, Berger factory. What else? Federal Gold Medal Match factory ammo, and hand loads through the Sig Cross. And I have data on all of it. Now, I can't really show you on a podcast style video or listening in on the podcast. You won't be able to see anything, obviously. But I can tell you how they all performed. And they all performed pretty much similar. Like, I was able to get, better than 3/4 of an inch groups at 100 yards. So 3/4 MOA, half inch, half MOA, 3/4 MOA, something like that. I did run into, and I'll just preface this all by saying I did run into a little bit of a problem with one case of the Federal Gold Medal Match, and this was in a 130 grain. And for whatever reason, this one case of ammo, when I switched to it, I had been running that exact type of case of ammo. Now, this was a different lot, of course, but I was running the previous lot and got the entire case gone, and it ran great. It shot great, no issues whatsoever. Then I switched lots, and then all of a sudden, it went to crap. It just was not shooting. It was probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Now, the rifle was dirty at that point, but I switched to my hand loads directly after that, and the hand loads shot back at 1/2 inch again. So, take that for whatever it's worth, but that particular lot of the Federal Gold Medal Match, it did not like. But so far, all the Peterson that I've shot through it, all the Hornady, and all the Berger has all shot lights out through it. It's been great. No issues whatsoever. And hand loads, of course. If you're hand loading, then you're going to get your best results there. So that all shot really well. The accuracy of the rifle is not in question, to me anyway. And I really like some of the things. So some of the things that I really like, skipping past the accuracy portion, because I kind of just told you what I was able to get. I ran it in a class from Frank Galli and Chris Way out in Colorado. The rifle got filthy out there on the, eastern plains of Colorado, east of Denver anyway. It's not really the eastern plains, but it's just that powder fine, nasty dirt that just gets into everything. I was struggling to keep it clean. I just kind of wrapped it up with a hoodie and in between times when I was shooting, and just hoped that nothing broke on me. After the first day of the class, I went back and I got like some canned air and like some brake cleaner or whatever some guys use, and I sprayed everything out with that and did my best to just keep it clean. And then I ran it completely dry the next day, and it actually did a little bit better. I didn't have any malfunctions or failures or anything like that. It ran while it was dirty. No problems. As far as reliability, with hundreds of rounds in some of the worst type of conditions that any of us typically ever gets into. So mine is not the new PRS model. I need to say that as well. It's just the standard, Sig Cross bolt action rifle. It's got the short barrel. It's like an 18-inch barrel. I put my suppressor on it, Dead Air Sandman suppressor on it, was running with that. And it liked that suppressor, and it got me just, a few feet per second faster on my muzzle velocity, so that was good. Actually, that was the reason I switched from the 140s to the 130 grains on the Federal Gold Medal match, because I thought, man, this is such a short barrel. I want to see if I can get all the speed out of it that I can, and so I switched to those 130 grains. And it got me just a little bit more, and the suppressor got me just a little bit more, and so take that all for whatever it's worth, but that's the way I ran it. Now, some of the things that I really like about it is that it's all one piece, right? I mean, everything is built together, so it's not. While it looks kind of like an AR, upper and lower, it's not that. It's all one piece, which lends itself to very rigid frame, and I like that. No need to bet it or anything like that. There wouldn't be any way to bet it. You can't, not without great effort anyway. You can't take it out of the chassis, so to speak. And so I just like that it's all kind of bolted in, milled in at cases. Just everything seems so solid and stable and sturdy to me. Like they really thought it out to where there's just no way for it to have slop or wobble or movement, between the barreled action and the stocker chassis. So it's really nice. And then I do like the fact that it's got a full handguard on it. On some of our bolt action rifles, like on the chassis, you've got a handguard, but it's only on the bottom half. Well, this has the full upper and lower. It's a full circle handguard all the way down. Which I like because it's also got M-LOK slots all the way around it. And so I was able to put a Picatinny rail section up on top and run my clip-on night vision up in front of my day optic on the Sig Cross. And so that was pretty sweet. It's got a side folder, which I like. I like the compact, something that I can fold down and get into a smaller space. And it's lightweight, guys. Like from the factory, it's like 7 pounds or something like that. Probably a little under 7 pounds in this factory configuration. And so if you're looking for something for kind of like production class NRL hunter or lightweight class NRL hunter, I'm not sure you could go wrong with it. Now, you might struggle on the power factor. I'm not sure on that. I'd have to, but I guess if you run factory ammo, that's a moot point anyway. And so, so far, just really liking it. I will say at the Frank Galli and Chris Way class that I took. So that was a 2-day long class in Colorado. As I said, it was 90 plus degrees. The wind was blowing 15 miles an hour. That fine powdery dust, it just got everywhere. And, this thing, the action did not gum up. The trigger didn't fail or anything like that. I just can't stand the sound of that, like gritting, scratching sound as you're closing the bolt on, all that dirt and that nastiness. And it definitely sanded down some of the finish on the bolt, just, running it over and over and over again in those dirty conditions, as you might expect. But, it's not enough to really damage anything. It just kind of wears off a little bit of the finish when it's all said and done. I just, I had a good time at that class. It ran well. And we were only hitting targets out to, say, 8 or 900 yards during this class, and the vast majority of what we were hitting was 300-ish, 500-ish, and 700-ish yards. And that was by design because Chris Way was there trying to get certain data collected for his unconventional skills assessment course, where he gives feedback to every shooter on kind of their weaknesses and their strengths and everything like that. I kind of already did a podcast on that. I was thrilled with that, that class. I think it's a good option. It's different than anything else you've been to. So you might look that up on Riflecraft website, Chris Way's website. What else? So I actually took the rifle with me on vacation. Went out to Wyoming to visit my son, who's out there working on a ranch over the summer. And this ranch is a recreational ranch, and it's up at about 7,500 feet, 8,000 feet, something like that. And was able to get really good impacts out at 1,300 yards on that rifle. Second round impact. I showed some pictures on my Instagram of it, I think, or maybe my son running it. I did a little video about my son running it. I took one shot and I hit the plate with my first round impact, but it was kind of I think, as I remember, it was a low shot, like a low left shot. Which was the pro side of the wind, and then probably only had like a 6 mile an hour wind or something, which was like, obviously unheard of for out there in the mountains. But anyway, follow-up shot was dead nuts in the center, and then I let my son get down on it, and my daughter right after him, and they both got first round impacts at like 1,346 yards or something like that. The accuracy is there. There's nothing to worry about with the accuracy of the rifle. It's got a lot of great features, just a lot of really good pluses on that rifle, and all for, $1,500 street price, something like that. It's really, really not bad. So far, out of all of the, say, over-the-counter rifles that I've ever owned, this one's my favorite by far. It's just got so many features, but the downsides. Let me switch to that. So there are a couple of downsides to this rifle, in my opinion. Number one is the trigger. It's not a horrible trigger, and it is somewhat adjustable, but it just doesn't have that nice, crisp, smooth feel that, say, our Trigger Tech Diamonds or our Timney Calvin Elites or our whatevers. It just doesn't have that kind of a nice feel to it. And so I think there's the potential for some people to not like the trigger. It's really not bad, but it's a little bit of a pain to adjust. It is externally adjustable, but just the angle at which they put the adjustment screw, it's just kind of hard to get down in there. I don't know. So mine is set at about, a pound and a half. No, it's probably a little over 2 pounds complete, full weight. It's a 2-stage trigger. So, the first half is a pound, a little over a pound, and the final pull is a little over a pound, something like that. It's not bad, but with the rifle being so lightweight, it does make a difference. You can move the system around inadvertently, unintentionally with the trigger press if you don't tune that trigger down to as light as it can possibly go, in my opinion. Like, especially if you're trying to, get real precise out of it. It is a precision bolt action, and so, yeah, that should be the goal, I would think. Something else that I kind of don't like is the shortness of the barrel. Now, I know I'm kind of going back on my own word there. Like, I do like the fact that it's a short compact system, that the barrel's only 18 inches, but I thought that I had heard, and somebody can correct me on this if I'm wrong. I'm not much of a ballistician or anybody who understands just kind of the internal workings of barrel lengths and certain calibers and optimal pressures and all that kind of stuff. But I thought that I read somewhere that that 6.5 Creedmoor needs a minimum of 20 inches to get a full burn and to get, just kind of proper velocity and stuff like that in order to be really effective out to distance. Now, I just finished telling you I didn't have any problem getting impacts on a plate out at 1,300 yards with it. So it's not an issue being short, but I think I would prefer it being a 20-inch barrel instead of an 18. Just that 2 extra inches, it still makes it, considerably shorter than a lot of our competition guns that are running 24, 26, 28-inch barrels, and then a suppressor on top of that, these long sticks. It's still completely compact, still got the side folder. You can still fit it down in a good hunting pack. That 2 inches of more barrel might add another half pound to the weight of the rifle. It's not going to do much, but it would give you, a decent amount more feet per second on your velocity. It gets you up comfortably into the 2,700 plus feet per second, maybe 28 if you put a suppressor on it as well. So I think my two main downsides with the rifle is the 18-inch barrel. I'd like to have 20, and the trigger. It's not horrible. It's just, I feel like with what's available out there and everything, I just think it could have been a little better. Adjustable to more easily adjustable to lighter weight and stuff like that. So I don't know. This is a long-term review. I've had it for quite a while. I've been using it consistently. It's a great rifle. It has become the one that is sitting up in the corner of my man cave over here with the suppressor on it, ready to go. I can slap my thermal or my my night vision clip on right onto the front, and I can schwack a coyote or something that happens to run through the backyard at night. I can hunt with it. I can compete with it potentially. It's really good. I don't know what else to say about it, guys. Overall, I'm very impressed with it. And, I paid for that gun myself. I paid my money for it. I'm not getting paid from Sig or anything like that. They don't sponsor the channel or any of that kind of silliness. I really do like it. I think it's money well spent. This new PRS version of it that just came out looks pretty intriguing. I don't have any experience with that yet. I don't think I'll buy that one because I don't see myself switching to that for a precision rifle series type of competition rifle. I'll just keep my Terminus action, my custom gun for running matches. I just don't think I would switch, even though it might be great. But that PRS version is up again. It's around the production class pricing. So I'm like, I don't know. I think I'd rather go with the GA Precision or Masterpiece Arms production class rifles than something from Sig, since they're just kind of getting their feet wet in this game. So that's about it, I guess. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter podcast. I just wanted to give you kind of my findings, my final update on the Sig Cross before I kind of stop talking about it, because I've talked about it, a number of times. I've posted Instagram reels on it. I've done videos about it already. Good rifle. If I had to rate it from a 1 to 10, 10 being the best possible precision rifle that a guy could own, buy an off-the-shelf factory rifle, that is, I'd give it a 8.5. I think it just checks so many boxes that most guys need for a do-it-all crossover type precision rifle. That's it. I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10. I think that's saying something. When you compare it to, some Tikas and things like that are solid store-bought precision rifles. I think Sig knocked it out of the park with this. And so now it sounds like they're going to be partnering with Proof to do pre-fit barrels that can be swapped, by the customer. If that all works out, now that would be a game changer. I would rate it even higher then, in my opinion. Not that the Sig barrel is bad, it's not, but you're going to get a lot higher quality control barrel from Proof than from mass-produced from Sig, most likely. So there you have it, guys. That's all I got for my kind of long-term final review of the Sig Cross bolt action, the 18-inch in 6.5 Creedmoor. I will probably still be posting a video where I'd go out to the range with it and shoot final groups just as a shorter form video for the YouTube channel. But I did want to get this out, up on here as a podcast form, so audio, and start doing some of the video when I do podcasting with this 3-camera setup that I have now. Trying to do the switching. So you guys can let me know in the comments below if you like the 3 cameras and if it just kind of, adds a little something to the video podcast setup. So guys, thanks for listening and watching today. If you haven't already, subscribe, follow, do all those kinds of things. Stay tuned for more great videos from Precision Rifle Network. Thanks, guys.